Hello everyone, in front of the palette here, looking at the Kullervo changes. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the changes that they have released from recently, future changes, and things that I think they should also add in future changes. This video is not going to be an intense guide on how to play them. I'm going to wait to do that video until they finally release all of his fixes or changes, and then at that point I'll probably link that video here in the description. But that will be probably, I think, a good week or two until that video comes out, because I think he's fully being updated the 27th when Wisp Prime is released. Anyway though, let us go look at the patch notes for what they did change about him. So as you can see, first off, they changed Kullervo's base overguard cap from 5,000 to 10,000, which is a huge change. They doubled it. They also added ability strength scaling to Kullervo's overguard cap. This is really nice. That means now if you have Blind Rage, Intensify, or anything else that actually affects it. The only problem is if you're building a full range build and have negative power strength, that does mean you'll probably have less than the 10,000 overcap, but still not a terrible thing. They also increased Kullervo's Recompense base self-heal from 125 to 250 at rank 0 and 200 to 350 at max rank. They also increased Kullervo's base health from 225 to 325, which is a really nice increase. I do feel even with the base health increase though, there was no need to make his Recompense give you more of a heal. The heal on the 2 was really good as is, and it does scale off of power strength, but more healing is always nice. They also added a brief invulnerability window to Recompense's cast. So this is really nice. When you first hit your 2, you now go automatically invulnerable for a little bit. It does not say how long, but that was kind of a problem with his 2 in the beginning of when he was first released. There was a delay on the heal and a delay for the overguard shield. You had to wait for it to for a dagger that releases from his body to actually hit an enemy. So it would be about sometimes a second or 2 before you ever get a heal or an overguard shield, and at that point you could be downed because of how much damage you're taking from enemies. The other 2 fixes they did are pretty much quality of life things. They fixed Kullervo's Storm of Uko ability triggering SFX from Nova's Molecular Prime ability. So I'm not sure if that means that sound effects from his 4 sounded like 4 or what they're exactly doing. I'm a little confused on that, or maybe it just made a huge amount of particles for people and was causing crashes. I'm not sure. And then the final one is fixed Arcwing not having any shields if using Kullervo. That might be quite a big problem, especially if you're newer in game. Now the thing they are adding in the future, which is not for this update, is a 0.5 second invulnerability window to Kullervo once overguard is depleted. The reason they're not putting this in currently is because they need new code for that. Now the thing about the code is, in order for code to be passed into Warframe, it needs to pass a certain certification for each console platform, and the reason they cannot just do it for PC in the beginning is because they are trying to maintain the crossplay. So if they did do that, it would completely destroy crossplay, so that is the reason we're still waiting on that. This should come with, I think, Wisp Prime. There's no confirmed ETA, and I have not been told anything private as a creator, and if so, I still would not breach the NDA on that, but to my knowledge, there's no set time, publicly or privately, that they have released. I'm just assuming Wisp should be it. Anyway, let us go look at him. So yeah, this is how he pretty much is now. So I really enjoy him. His 2 is actually a lot better now. And if you look here, I actually show the base stats and how it changes with power strength. So the health drain is when the dagger hits back into you. That's nothing they've changed. The damage, you can tell, scales a lot. The health increase change is huge with power strength. So again, that's kind of why I do not feel they needed to add the increase in healing, considering power strength makes it go so much larger. And then as you can tell, the overguard cap, I go from 10,000 to 291. My power strength is almost 300 here. Okay, that explains it. One thing I do wish that they added is something where adaptation does work with his shields. That is something I've really noticed with Kullervo's shields. They do drain very quickly when he's taking a lot of damage, but I do think maybe he won't need the adaptation as much when he gains this 0.5 second invulnerability thing. So now that I have that explained, I'm going to show you a few clips of him from before his changes and after his changes so you can see the difference in his overguard shield, as well as the invulnerability, how that comes into play now in game. So in this mission, which is an Archon hunt, the enemies are about 120 to 130, and as you can tell from the time I cast my 2, there is a slight delay in the heal, and then the overguard shield that does pop up afterwards. If these enemies were dealing more damage, I would be dying through my healing of my arcane, but because they're lower leveled, I'm not dying. However, now, in this clip, which is from stream in a Kufa disruption where the buffs or changes have already been put in place, I'm being attacked by an Acolyte, which is a type of Stalker. I basically put on a mag bubble because these Acolytes have Warframe abilities. As you can tell, multiple times I'm able to use my 2 and become invulnerable to damage and then heal back and get my overguard shield, so I can pretty much tank the damage from multiple enemies and this Acolyte without having any trouble. The buff is really helpful and it's great. In this clip, it shows off pretty much the same thing. However, my health does end up getting a bit lower in this one. This Acolyte has a sword that deals a lot of slash damage and it gets my health really low.
Don't worry.
However, thankfully, because of the invulnerability when I first cast my 2, the invulnerability allows me to not die from slash procs, heal back with my 2 daggers, and then gain my overguard shield so I'm invincible. Imagine how much easier this would have been if I was invulnerable at the end of the overguard shield dying as well. It's a great buff and I really enjoy it. However, this does show off the one big problem I have with the overguard shield still.
That is
the lack of adaptation.
The video,
now, I do understand that maybe once it becomes invulnerable at the depletion point at the end, it may not be as necessary, but I do think things like this are kind of a problem. I have, 4,200 and one shot from Bombard, it's gone. I think that's kind of an issue, but I do think maybe with the invulnerability, I will not feel the need to actually get the overguard shield having adaptation work as well, but still think it'd be a nice change. However, lastly, I'm going to go to the Simulcrum here, and we're going to look at a few things for Kullervo, and then I'm going to end the video. So the rest of this video has been really edited out. This part is not going to be so edited. So basically, I'm going to spawn my 2. As you can see, I have 3,500 the overguard, now 2,800 after his stabs. If I walk into the Nullifier bubble, I cannot use my abilities. However, I did keep my shield, which I think is a great little perk of this ability. The overguard does kind of work the same way it does with Eximus units. You're immune to a lot in this. So if I actually spawn out, let me spawn a couple of the Eximus. Yeah, let me spawn these guys. Now, I'm not going to do 100 because, again, the shield does not work with adaptation yet, so it does die relatively quickly. So I want to get them maybe 4. You know, I'm going to do 20 in case, even though it's steel path, it might die pretty quickly. So if I do this, see, I'm immune to the knockup. And I'm also immune to, the magnetic does affect me. But as you can see, I did not get knocked up, which I think is a great little added effect to it. It's nice that you are immune to a good amount of status effects. You're also immune to, what are those infested units? The ones that do the gas. Hold on, let me find them. Oh, these guys. You're also immune to this. Oh. So if you look, yeah, it doesn't go to my health, it goes onto the overguard shield, which is really nice because it means that you're not just going to insta-get one shot by those. It does make Kullervo pretty survivable, and it does give him a pretty nice benefit. So that's so far everything about the changes. I will be making a full guide and build on him once the changes are fully done. If you are curious how I built mine out, this is currently how I've made mine. I do intend to get a second one soon, and I'm going to make a different type of build, but currently my build is very much tank based. I'm using Hunter Adrenaline to get energy back. I pretty much can deficiency because I'm not really concerned about it. As you can tell, I'm extremely tanky in this build. I have 3,700 health, 1,200 armor, and then I have an added 600 armor from Guardian. Or no, 900. Wow, I keep forgetting it's 900. I always think it is 600. So yeah, I have over 2,000 armor in this build. And then 3,700 health, so I am pretty survivable. It'll be very interesting to see how this build works out once the new change comes in where I gain invulnerability after my overguide wears out. Alright everyone, with that being said, I think it's time to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your opinions down below in the comments on what you think of Kullervo's changes. Do you think these were enough? Do you think they need to add more changes to hers too? Or do you think other abilities need to be buffed for him to fully be a good Warframe? Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Alright everyone, take care all. Peace.